Hello and welcome to PlatformCon 2024. I'm really excited to be here also this year to present you my new talk about the QA's evolution in the SRE and SLO landscape. So who I am to speak about this? My name is Ludovico. Nice to meet you. I'm a senior test engineer. Also, I've co-founded different startups in the tech field, loving doing open source contribution and also cars, animals, and video games. So which are the topics that I'm bringing you today? SRE, that stands for SRE, Site Reliability Engineering, that is not a Naruto ninjutsu, QA, so quality assurance, SLOs, and SRE between QA. So which are these, let's say, integration between these two fields? Why I'm bringing you this talk? Because what I'm seeing in this, let's say, year is that we are inside a cultural integration of QA in SRE because integrating QA within SRE encourage a culture of continuous improvement and collaboration because this integration facilitates shared responsibility for system reliability and also incident management between functional teams. So this is the reason. And also these three reasons that I'm seeing every day because SRE in QA can help you guys to get a product quality improvement. Also, you can use SLOs and data for innovate your process, your test, and as well, as I told you before, share the responsibility between also SRE teams and improve as well quality, feedbacks, and etc. So, importance of SLOs. Why? Because SLOs, this service level objective, are the targets that define the desired level of services. So, is our source of truth of this quality. And also, why is important for us, for QAs, for test engineers, because help us to establish measurable criteria for let's understand us, which is the consideration of software success. So this is really important for us to understand. Also, in practice, we can quantify risk tolerance and also use this data for monitoring strategies and also test this data because if we have a clear consideration and understanding of these SLOs, we can use them to test if they are respected, okay, as an oracle. Also, I've bringing to you the QA's evolution. That is my my yes my point of view about which are the topics that are changing during this year. Also, this is a really funny picture that is comparing one fish to a funny cat. And no, it's not about this type of evolution, but I've written for you 5 phrases that can summarize which I'm thinking about. So we have QA that is from gatekeeper to strategic collaborator because, as you can see, I divided these 5 phrases in before and now for letting you understand better which are the differences. So before, QAs primarily acted as a final checkpoint. Which are the point? Before, we used the QA to just validate like the UAT test. We have the software is done. Okay, QA just test this and go to production. Now, thanks to this new approach, we can see that QAs work closely with the SRE teams, and these kinds of activities let us to improve the quality because now we want to, let's say, find bugs before, try to see if the system is really operating good, and to see if the SLOs are respected. Also, the integration with SRE. So before we can see, we have seen QAs operating in silos, so working in working alone. Now QA in some companies, not in all, but in some companies that I think is a really, really nice thing, are integrated with SRE and development teams. So the responsibilities of quality is, let's say, shared. And also this mean that it's not QA that have to take every problems about test, every problems of finding bugs in production, and these kinds of sharing can also improve the happiness of the team, and as well improve the testing phases. Also, we can see that we have a focus on automation and prevention because in the past, manual testing was the only thing that we have used for catching bugs. Now, we don't use not only manual test and automation end to end, but also other kinds of tests that can be used to catch bugs and to identify issues before going to production environments. Also, we can see that now we are aligned with SLOs. So, as I told you before, in the past, QA mostly used test cases that are written, bugs that are catched to let you understand if your software is good or not. Now, to let you think if your software is good or not, QAs with SREs thinks about SLOs as well, because if SLOs are not reached, you don't have a nice software, guys. So this is a really nice point because SLOs are metrics that are built on customer. So if we, let's say, reach the SLOs good, we can definitely have a customer that are more happy. And for example, if we have an e-commerce and we identify our customer as a person that wants to buy something, and it's the first time that see your website, if you have a nice website that has followed the SLOs, and so the website is loading fast, it doesn't have problems about downtimes, etc., the customer will be happy and will be, I think, returning soon to your website for buying things. Okay, so really takes an eye on these kinds of things because really can change your business as well, revenues. And also, lastly but not last, adoption of proactive practices, because QAs in the past were used only when the problems are found. So if you find problems, you can write to QA to test that part, to add that test. So you are a developer, you found the problem. Okay, you write to the QA. The QA will add a test case for that edge case or that problem. And so QAs are, let's say, used only when the problems comes up. Now, with these kinds of metrics that are aligned with SLOs, QAs can be used also in early phases. This thing is also called shift left testing. Okay, so with these proactive practices to use QAs also in the SRE activities and also in the early stages of development, this can be also a really good point for improving the quality as well. So now you are thinking, is SRE a QA? No, it's not a QA because it's a different role, because SRE are, yes, as you can read, focuses on system reliability and performance. So the goal of SRE is to, let's say, see if the system is performing good, to create an observability platform, to see if the resources are used correctly as well. And QAs is, let's say, working to see if the requirements are met, and also to see if the software, so the website, in for example, are let's say, reaching the good standards that are required by design, by user stories, etc. So it's let's say, complementary but distinct roles. And let's see some principle and concept between these two roles. So these are three core concepts of SRE. So automation of operational tasks, error budgets, monitoring and measuring. Also, we can see that in QA, we have test planning, execution, quality metrics, and reporting. So it's similar to what we see before. So monitoring and measuring is similar to reporting and quality metrics, because we can see that also SRE have to report things, have to, let's say, monitoring things. Okay. Also for QAs, we have risk management that is, I think, similar and common to SRE as well. So we can, let's say, merge these QA and SRE principles and core aspects into one. So this that I'm showing you guys is the convergence of the SRE and QA principles that I found really good. So the first one is collaborative team dynamics. Okay, so we can have now different teams that are working together, and they are, let's say, bringing value one each other. So QA bring value to SRE, and SRE bring value to QA. And with these kinds of collaborative team working, they can, let's say, reach a better results during their work. We have this preventative action and planning because, as I told you before, we can find bugs early. We can assure that our system and our SLOs are respected, our is good, and also user-centric focus, because it's not only finding bugs and to improve our website, but also think about what are the metrics that are really important for our user and that are impacted the user experience. So let's see some case studies that I've prepared for you. One is about Grafana Labs, this K6 tool that is a performance testing tool. As you can see, we can use this SLO also in the code for checking, in this case, if the 95% of requests must be completed in less than 300 milliseconds. So in this case, we have a list of SLOs. We inserted this list in our code, and we use these SLOs to check if actually are respected. And if it's not, the test will fail. Okay. So as you can see, SLOs can guide also our code writing. Okay. It's not just metrics that you can see and okay, we need to see that metrics, but in practice we don't use it. Okay, in this case we have the metrics and we set up our code, our test with that metrics. Also, a real world Italian startup example, that is a company that I'm working with. So which are the solutions that I implemented? I implemented some automation and CI/CD for speed up the releases. So automating these kinds of things is really handy because prevents some errors also and speed up the process. And also as well monitoring and SLOs, because if you create a platform that really focuses on these SLOs, you can have notification alerts when these SLOs are not met. Okay, which are the results that I have archived using these kinds of solutions? These two. So the 90% reduction in outage. So the uptime also was implemented. So this increment allows us and the customers, that in this case are the investors, confidence to the website. So investors are much happier to visit our website. Also, we have a faster server deployments, so 50% increase in feature release speed without negative impacts in production. So just quick things. Book time. So these 3 books I really recommend to you guys because really give me value for me. The first one is about SRE, is the Google one, and it is really handy. The second one is to let you understand better about SLOs and SLEs and errors budget as well. And the third one is a guide on how Google tests software. So which are the 3 advices that I'm giving to you? Continuous learning, because if you learn SRE, you can definitely understand how these activities this section can improve your QA journey and testing phases. Networking with SRE engineers, because as well, if you know people that working in this field, you can understand and ask how they are doing this work with QAs, if they are doing it, or ask to these SRE engineers if can give you some advice for doing stuff. And also, guys, practice, 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 because if you want to see the value of this integration, you need to do it by yourself. And for the Q&A section, you can write me in the Slack channel. And I thank you guys for seeing this talk. Hope this talk was very handy for you. And if you have something to say about this talk, you can send me a message in the Q&A or in private. And these are my contacts. You can scan this QR and see in the next talks or in the next PlatformCon. Bye-bye.